ಬದುಕಿದೆನು ಭವವೆನಗೆ ಹಿಂಗಿತು. ಬದುಕಿದೆನು ಭವವೆನಗೆ ಹಿಂಗಿತು. ಪದುಮನಾಭನ ಪಾದದೊಲುಮೆ ಎನಗಾಯಿತು. ಬದುಕಿದೆನು ಭವವೆನಗೆ ಹಿಂಗಿತು. ಪದುಮನಾಭನ ಪಾದದೊಲುಮೆ ಎನಗಾಯಿತು. ಮುಕ್ತರಾದರು ಎನ್ನ 101 ಕುಲದವರು. ಮುಕ್ತಿ ಮಾರ್ಗಕ್ಕೆ ಯೋಗ್ಯ ನಾನಾದೆನು. ಮುಕ್ತರಾದರು ಎನ್ನ 101 ಕುಲದವರು. ಮುಕ್ತಿ ಮಾರ್ಗಕ್ಕೆ ಯೋಗ್ಯ ನಾನಾದೆನು. ಮುಕ್ತಿದಾಯಕನ ಭಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಮನವು ನೆಲೆಸಿತು. ಮುಕ್ತಿದಾಯಕನ ಭಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಮನವು ನೆಲೆಸಿತು. ವ್ಯಕ್ತವಾಯಿತು ನಾಲಗೆಯೊಳು ಹರಿಯ ನಾಮ. ಬದುಕಿದೆನು ಭವವೆನಗೆ ಹಿಂಗಿತು. ಪದುಮನಾಭನ ಪಾದದೊಲುಮೆ ಎನಗಾಯಿತು. ಸಂತತಿಗೆ ಸಕಲ ಸಾಧನವಾಯಿತು. ಮುಂದೆನ್ನ ಜನ್ಮವು ಸಫಲವಾಯಿತು. ಇಂದೆನ್ನ ಸಂತತಿಗೆ ಸಕಲ ಸಾಧನವಾಯಿತು. ಮುಂದೆನ್ನ ಜನ್ಮವು ಸಫಲವಾಯಿತು. ತಂದೆ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲ ಎಂದೆಂಬ ಪರದೈವ. ತಂದೆ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲ ಎಂದೆಂಬ ಪರದೈವ. ಬಂದೆನ್ನ ಹೃದಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಲೆಯಾಗಿ ನಿಂತ. ಬದುಕಿದೆನು ಭವವೆನಗೆ ಹಿಂಗಿತು. ಪದುಮನಾಭನ ಪಾದದೊಲುಮೆ ಎನಗಾಯಿತು. ಬದುಕಿದೆನು ಭವವೆನಗೆ ಹಿಂಗಿತು. ಪದುಮನಾಭನ ಪಾದದೊಲುಮೆ ಎನಗಾಯಿತು.
ಓಂ Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyestavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavasthita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam Navidusura Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha Devaya Tasmai. We have been seeing from chapter 2 onwards Bhagavad Gita every year. So this year it is the turn for the 10th chapter. And what is the name of this chapter? The name of this chapter is Vibhūti Yoga. Vibhuti means manifestations. So what does Vibhūti Yoga mean? The technique to unite with God through the manifestations of God, through the creation of God. So here in this chapter you will find through the creation how to go to the Creator. This world is nothing but a manifestation of God. So the essential message of this chapter is, whatever glorious you see in this world, whatever wonderful things you see in this world, whatever great things you see, whatever powerful things you see, whatever brilliant things you see, in and through the things and beings of this universe, may your attention go towards Him who has created them. This is the message. So when you see something glorious, majestic, wonderful, what you should remind of? Don't get attached to that thing or a being. This is the mistake we do. No glory belongs to anything or a being. All glories belong to that Lord. This is the essential message of this chapter. How do we know that God is omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent? Look at His creation. His creation is such that we get enough indications of His omniscience and omnipotence. So when you see the creation, what you should be reminded of? You should be reminded of the greatness of the Lord. Then what happens? Love for God develops, devotion for God develops, respect and reverence for God develops. So, through the creation, may your attention go to the Creator. This is the message of this chapter. Vibhūti Yoga. Yoga means to unite. To unite with the Lord through His Vibhūtis. This is the message. What do you mean Vibhūtis of the Lord? Now in this chapter you will find around 60 to 70 Vibhūtis of the Lord. Anything great, wonderful. And there is no end to it. The list can go on and on and on. Bhagavan Himself says. So when you see a small insect, in your old book, when you open the book, full of dust, and then you find a small insect there. And what is the size of that insect? Smaller than even the tip of a needle. And that insect is running away. Now just imagine in that insect, in that such a small body, there is intellect there, there is digestive system. That insect has got eyes and ears, isn't it? Emotions and feelings. Now the question is, such a small insect, it is alive and all the organs are functioning. So what you should be reminded of? Of course, biology class has its own place, no doubt. But when you see that insect, what you should think? You must prostrate unto that Supreme Lord, with whose intelligence, with whose power that little insect has been created. So then when you do this, you are following the technique of this chapter, the 10th chapter, Vibhūti Yoga. Now I have given only one example here. Bhagavan gives 60 to 70 examples. So all these examples can be used as an alambanam. Alambana means support. A support to meditate upon the greatness of God. So this is the purpose of this chapter. Through the creation, let us try to take our mind to our Creator. This is the message. So with this introduction, let us start the 10th chapter. Repeat once. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Dashamodhyayah. Vibhūti Yogaha. Shri Bhagavanuvacha. Bhuya eva mahabaho. Shrunu me paramam vachaha. Yatteham priyamanaya. Vakshyami hita kamyaya. Together. Bhuya eva mahabaho. Shrunu me paramam vachaha. Yatteham priyamanaya. Vakshyami hita kamyaya. Yes. Shri Bhagavanuvacha, the Supreme Lord, the Blessed Lord said, what did he say? Arjuna, Hey Mahabaho, O mighty armed one, Shrunu, listen. What you should listen? Me paramam vachaha, my supreme words you listen. Bhuya eva, once again you listen. That means what? This has already been said. Again I am telling you, Arjuna. But Bhagavan, why are you telling me? Because Arjuna, yatteham priyamanaya, because you are extremely dear to me. Therefore I am telling you this. Vakshyami, I tell this, hitakamyaya, for your own welfare and well-being. I don't have anything to gain, but you have lot of things to gain. Therefore I tell you this. So many terms are used. Bhuya eva. Once again I tell you, Arjuna. Once again I tell you, because it is paramam vachaha. They are supreme words. Now why these words are supreme? These words are supreme because these words are going to describe the Supreme Lord. So they are supreme. These words talk about the supreme reality. the ultimate truth of the universe, therefore they are supreme. And also, they give supreme result, therefore they are supreme. What is the supreme result of spiritual practices? The supreme result is we become free from all kinds of mental disturbances. We become free from all kinds of limitations. We become free from all kinds of sorrows. We become free from all kinds of the birth-death cycle. We become free from all kinds of delusions and confusions. So therefore, these words are supreme. Therefore, these words, they give the highest result. Therefore, these words are supreme. Paramam vachaha. These words give us liberation. Therefore, they are supreme. Arjuna, I have already told you this. It's not that first time I am telling you this. I have already told, because this is already 10th chapter. So 9th chapter has already finished. Bhuya eva. But once again I am telling you this, because they are very important. When do you say something very, very important? When do you say something again and again? When they are very important. Yatteham priyamanaya. Arjuna, these words I am telling you because you are extremely dear to me. Now when Bhagavan is telling Arjuna, you are dear to me, what we have to understand? He is telling these things to all of us. It is not Arjuna alone who is dear to Bhagavan. Everyone is dear to Bhagavan. Why everybody is dear to Bhagavan? We are all his children. Bhagavan is our father and mother. So it is but natural that parents will have love for the children. So what are we, the children of the Lord, supposed to do? We are supposed to listen to the words of Bhagavan. We are supposed to listen to the words of our Creator. Not only that we should listen to these words, we should do whatever Bhagavan asks us to do. We should obey them also. Then what is the result? We are the ones who are going to benefit. Hitakamyaya. Bhagavan says, Arjuna, I don't have anything to gain, but definitely you will gain. Hitakamyaya. So this verse is full of love. This verse is oozing with love and concern for the Lord, for his children. So much is said in this verse. Bhuya eva. Once again I am telling you, Arjuna. See, when the son or the daughter, when he or she is going to study abroad, or is going for work, so then the parents come to the railway station or the airport. There is something called parting message, isn't it? So what is being said? Something which has already been said again and again, the mother or the father tells. Isn't it? Why is that again and again these instructions are repeated? These instructions, they express the love and concern. Isn't it? Once you reach there, immediately you give me a call, etc. They say. Again and again they say. These are all the words which indicate that love. And so many dabbis also they give, isn't it? Especially the Indian mothers. The dabbis filled with chutney podis and sweets and so many eatables and snacks and this and that. One big, bag is full of this only. So in the same way, that love which a mother has towards the child, who has put that love in the heart of that mother for the child? That Bhagavan is speaking this. So how much of love that Bhagavan must have for his children? See, parents generally have love for the children, but they have special love for that child who listens to them, isn't it? There is something called general love, and there is something called special love. That special love is kept for whom? For the obedient child. So too, if we want to receive that special love from Bhagavan, what should we do? We should listen to Bhagavan. Listening to Bhagavan means what? Bhagavan has spoken, Bhagavan has given this wonderful scripture called Bhagavad Gita. They're all the sweet, loving advice given by Bhagavan. So what are we supposed to do? We must study such texts and then follow whatever Lord asks us to do. Right? So that is why such wonderful advice has been given to us. We must study such wonderful scriptures. So Arjuna, that knowledge once again I will give you. Listen carefully. Listen attentively. And Arjuna, only I can give you this knowledge to you because... Next verse. Verse number 2. Na me vidussuraganaha prabhavam na maharshayaha aham adirhi devanam maharshinam cha sarvashaha na me vidussuraganaha prabhavam na maharshayaha aham adirhi devanam maharshinam cha sarvashaha. Yes. Arjuna, me prabhavam, my origin, na suraganaha, na maharshayaha viduhu. My origin nobody knows. Neither suraganas, suraganas means the devatas. Na maharshayaha, not the great saints and the sages. The great saints and the sages and the devatas, nobody knows my origin. Therefore, I only have to say about me. Bhagavan, why they don't know about your origin? Because aham sarvashaha devanam cha maharshinam adihi. Because I am the very origin of these devatas and maharshis. They came after me. I created them. Sarvashaha, by all means. So since I have created them, how will they know my origin? So those people, they don't know anything about me. So therefore, I only have to say this. So here, sarvashaha means by all means, by all ways. What do you mean all ways? So here, in our scriptures, we talk about two means. What are they? One is material cause, the other is efficient cause. Nimitta-kāranam and upādāna-kāranam. To give an example, a potter is making a pot. So who is the creator? Potter is the creator, and pot is the created product. So in this creating this pot, what are the things necessary? One is clay. The material is necessary. That clay is called material cause. What is called as upādāna-kāranam. Material has to be there, and an intelligent principle has to be there who knows how to create. Now in this example, it is potter. So this potter is called nimitta-kāranam, or intelligent cause, and the clay is called upādāna-kāranam, the material cause. So for any creation, these two are necessary. One is the material, the other is the intelligence to create it. So potter is the intelligent cause and clay is the material cause. Now the whole world is seen in front of us. Naturally this question will come, who created it? With what material he created it? So what is the answer we give? The scriptures say, Bhagavan is the Abhinna-nimitta-upādāna-kāranam. Bhagavan himself is the material cause. Bhagavan himself is the intelligent cause. Upādāna-kāranam is also Bhagavan. Nimitta-kāranam is also Bhagavan. Meaning what? Bhagavan created this world out of himself, by himself. Now is it ever possible? So then our scripture says, yes, it is possible. For example, how the spider makes that web. That is the example given in our Upanishads. Yathorna-nābhi srijate grunhate cha. So that web, what is the material cause for that web? That material has come from the spider. So upādāna-kāranam is the spider. And who has created that beautiful web? That also is created by the spider. So we can say, as far as that web is concerned, spider is the abhinna. Abhinna means non-different. Abhinna-nimitta-upādāna-kārana. Both upādāna-kāranam and nimitta-kāranam is the spider. In the same way, as far as this universe is concerned, who has created it? So we say, Bhagavan is the Abhinna-nimitta-upādāna-kārana. So what is Bhagavan saying here? Everything in this creation, including the Devatas and the Maharshis, I have created. So naturally, how will they know my origin? They will never know. This great truth, Arjuna. Now see the next verse. Bhagavan, why should I know you? Why should I know you? Yes, listen. If you know me, this is what will happen. Verse number 3. Yo mam ajamanadim cha veti lokamaheshwaram asammūಢas samartyeshu sarvapāpaih pramuchyate yo mamajamanadim cha veti lokamaheshwaram asammūಢas samartyeshu sarvapāpaih pramuchyate. Yes, the one who knows me, Bhagavan says, it is possible to know me. Everyone can experience that Supreme Lord. It is possible. Can we experience God? Bhagavan says, yes. And what is the result of experiencing God, of knowing God? Sa asammūಢah, he becomes free from all delusions and confusions. Martyeshu, among the mortals, among the human beings, he becomes a wise man. And sarvapāpaih pramuchyate, he becomes free from all papas, all sins, all confusions, all delusions, all disturbances, and he becomes free from the birth-death cycle also. The one who knows me. But Bhagavan, how should we know you? Yahamam ajam, he must know me as birthless. Anadim, he must, ajam means birthless. Anadim means the one who has no adi, beginningless. Ajam, anadim cha veti lokamaheshwaram, the one who knows me as Lokamaheshwara, the Lord of the universe. Now there are some other terms which are not repeated here, which we will have to add. The one who knows me as the very self in them. I am the very self in all beings, the one who knows me like this. I am the very consciousness in every living being. So that pure consciousness, because of which we are conscious of the world, this consciousness, the one who knows me as the very consciousness in them. The one who knows me as Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means existence. Chit means consciousness. Ananda means bliss. The one who knows me as the very I in each and every living being. In this way, the one who knows me. The one who knows me as the only immortal thing in every dying body. The one who knows me as the awareness. Such a person, Bhagavan says, he is asammudha. Mudha means what? Deluded. A deluded person is called mudha. An ignorant person is called mudha. Such a person who knows me in this way, such a person is asammudha. He is the wisest man. He is the one who has no delusion. He is the one who has gained the right understanding about life. Marteshu sa sarva papaih pramuchyate. He becomes free from all sorrows and miseries and limitations. So therefore, everyone should strive to know me as their very self. This is the message. So who is Bhagavan? Bhagavan is the very I in every one of us. Bhagavan is a very consciousness in every one of us. So that supreme witness in us who is just watching everything without interfering, that light of consciousness, that is Bhagavan. So what does Bhagavan say? Everyone must strive to know me. So in every one of us there is a perfect state. As far as the body is concerned, the mind is concerned, the intellect is concerned, we all have limitations. Every body is finite, every body is imperfect, every body is limited. But in this body there is something which is perfect. And what is that perfect thing? It is our own higher nature. It is that pure consciousness which Bhagavan says, it is me. Try to recognize me in you. This is what Bhagavan is saying. In everyone I am present. How to recognize that Lord in us? The consciousness in us is that Lord. This way may you know. And who am I? I am Sarvaloka Maheswaram, the Lord of the whole world. I am the one who has created the whole world. And where am I? I am right there in your heart. Make that heart pure, and there you will experience my presence. This is what the Lord says. What is the qualification to experience that Lord? What is the qualification necessary? The qualification is we should have a pure heart. That's all. This is the qualification. We don't ask whether you are a male or a female. We don't ask whether you are a Brahmana or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya or a Shudra. We don't ask whether you are a high caste or low caste born. No. We don't ask which nation you belong to. No. We don't ask your age also. We are not bothered about any of those things. Caste, creed, religion, nationality. No. Everyone can experience the presence of the Lord. What is the only qualification? A pure mind. That's all. This is something which everyone can attain. So that's why Bhagavan says, Arjuna, this is a very important knowledge. This infinite, the experience of infinity is possible by every one of us. Experiencing infinite bliss, happiness, peace, contentment is possible provided you prepare your mind. In fact, this is our nature. Infinity is our nature. Immortality is our nature. Bliss is our nature, and it is our birthright to experience this. But how to experience? In order to experience, we have to prepare our mind through spiritual sadhanas. This is what Bhagavan is saying. So now Bhagavan has used this term, I am Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, Veti Loka Maheshwaram. I am the Lord of the universe. Bhagavan, how can you say you are the Lord of the universe? So Bhagavan says, I can say I am the Lord of the universe because I am the one who is controlling the outer world and also the inner world in each and every being. So now the next two verses, Bhagavan says how he controls the inner world of each and every being. Let us chant verse number 4 and 5. Buddhir jnanamasammohaha kshama satyam damashamaha sukham dukkham bhavo bhavaha bhayam cha bhayameva cha buddhir jnanamasammohaha kshama satyam damashamaha sukham dukkam bhavo bhavaha bhayam cha bhayameva cha ahimsa samata tushtihi tapodanam yasho yashaha bhavanti bhava bhutanam matta eva prithak vidhaha ahimsa samata tushtihi tapodanam yasho yashaha bhavanti bhava bhutanam matta eva prithak vidhaha. Yes. Bhutanam prithak vidhaha bhavaha matta eva bhavanti. From me alone all these bhavas, thoughts, emotions, feelings, whatever the thoughts, emotions, feelings, etc. we experience inside, matta eva, from me alone they all come. So what is Bhagavan trying to say? I am the very inner controller of all beings. So here Bhagavan is talking about the inner world. When we look within, we find a world of thoughts, emotion, feelings, etc. What is Bhagavan saying? I am the controller. Now this is something interesting. We think we are the controllers, or we think we have no control. Whatever. Bhagavan says, I am the controller. So now let us see what are the different feelings, emotions, etc. Some samples are given here because there are innumerable feelings and emotions. Few samples are given. We will discuss them. So what are those samples? Buddhihi jnanam asammohaha. Buddhihi. Buddhi means what? Buddhi means intelligence. What is intelligence? That ability in us to decide what is right and what is wrong, to decide what is good and what is bad, to decide what is wise and virtue. That ability to decide, the ability to discriminate and differentiate, that ability is called buddhi. And that faculty is called intellect. Sometimes in Sanskrit, buddhi is also used for intellect. Intellect is also sometimes called buddhi. Intelligence is also sometimes called buddhi. Anyway, here it is intelligence because Bhagavan has said these are bhavas, thoughts. So, intelligence, buddhi, and then jnanam. Jnanam means what? knowledge. So when you apply intelligence in a field, you get the knowledge of that field. When you apply intelligence, you get the knowledge, jnanam. And when you have the right knowledge, what is the result? Asammoha. There is no more delusion or confusion with regard to that field. So in the beginning, you see a snake there, but you are not sure whether it is a snake or not. So there is moha there. Then what do? You take a torch and light it, and there you find a rope. So what has happened? With that jnanam of rope, what has gone? The ajnana, the ignorance of snake has gone. So what has happened? Asammoha has happened. Isn't it? So see, these three are related. Buddhi, jnana and asammoha. Wherever there is perfect knowledge, there is perfect absence of delusion. What do you mean delusion? Delusion means you see that which is not there and you don't see that which is there. That is called as delusion, moha. Sammoha means utter delusion. Right is considered as wrong and wrong is considered as right confidently. That is called as sammoha. I am very clear. What? This is right. No, that is absolutely wrong. It is very clear. So now what is Bhagavan saying here? Buddhi comes from me. The ability to think, that comes from me. Knowledge comes from me. And perfect clarity without any kind of delusion, that also comes from me. It's a wonderful tip. Now what is the most important thing in life? The most important thing is these three. We must have a clear understanding of what is life. Who am I? Where have I come from? What is the purpose of life? What is this world? Is there God or not? So many questions we have about ourselves. A person who has no spiritual background is utterly confused, confidently confused. All our questions are related to these three: Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. Our questions are related to ourselves. So many questions. Then we have questions related to the world, and then we have questions related to the creator of the world and the individual. These are the three questions we have: Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. But a person who surrenders unto God and walks the path of spirituality, what happens to him? He gets this: Buddhi, Jnanam, Asammoha. There is perfect clarity with regard to life, and therefore he is able to apply his time and energy creatively. Otherwise, very many times we are busy doing something which is absolutely wrong, and then finally the whole life is over, and suddenly we realize, I have taken a wrong path. This is what happens when we live without the guidance of the scriptures. Where is happiness? Throughout our life we are seeking happiness outside, in the outer world, in so many things. And where is that happiness? The scriptures say that happiness is not outside, it is right here in your own self, because your own self is Ananda Swarupa. Now see, a person who doesn't know this, where will he search for happiness? Outside. And there is no end. Millions and millions of births can go in searching happiness outside. See? But when we get the guidance of the scriptures, we know the searching is not something to be done outside, the searching is something to be done inside, because that happiness, that peace, contentment, it is my very nature. How much of time is saved? Not in hours or days or years. In terms of lives, time is saved. A person who turns in this direction, spiritual direction, he is perfectly guided. And the most important thing in life is right knowledge. Most important thing. Putting forth effort is easy, but what is most important thing? Right knowledge, right understanding. Once you have the right understanding, effort will be in the right direction. Naturally, you will attain the goal also, because your effort is in the right direction. So, the first itself, Bhagavan uses these three terms. Buddhi, Jnanam, Asamo, they come from me. Now, even from a very, very practical, worldly standpoint also, this is true. Suppose you are confused regarding something and you don't know what to do. The simplest thing is, say, Bhagavan, please guide me. Include this aspect in your prayer. Every day you do this, you will find, mysteriously, you will find solutions to the problem. It's a fact. You can try this. Surrender unto the Lord. He is the one who has given you the problem. He is the one who have put you in that situation. So therefore, what you should do? Who is the best person to guide you in that situation? It is the Lord. So what has to be done? Just surrender and seek His guidance. Know for sure you will get the guidance. Why? Because Buddhi, Jnanam comes from Him. He will give you. So in a lot of ways these things can be practiced. Right, moving forward. Kshama. Kshama means what? What is Kshama? Kshama has actually two meanings. One is forgiveness. Kshama means to forgive. Kshama also means patience. Patience is also called Kshama. Both meanings can be taken. When Bhagavan is with you, these virtues become easy for you. Normally, what is our tendency? When somebody hurts us, what is our tendency? The tendency is to take revenge, isn't it? The tendency is to hurt that person also. Hurting others is very easy, but forgiving the person who has hurt you, it needs tremendous amount of wisdom. It needs tremendous amount of strength. That strength to forgive others comes from whom? Bhagavan says it comes from me. When you hold on to the Lord, you develop that ability to forgive. And you develop also the ability, what you call that, the quality of patience. Why? Because Bhagavan is the very abode of all virtues. So the moment we are connected to Him, all these virtues start flowing from Him through us. Left to ourselves, we are a nobody, a useless nothing. But the moment we connect to Him, all the glories of Bhagavan start flowing through us. Kshama, Satyam, truth. To walk the path of truth, you need tremendous amount of strength again. But when you are connected to the Lord, tuned to the Lord, that strength also He gives you. Satyam, Damaha. What is Damaha? Control of the sense organs. This world is full of distractions. The senses are always going towards the sense objects. It is very difficult to control these sense organs. But if God is with you, control of the sense organs becomes very easy. See? Damaha, Shamaha. What is Shamaha? Control of the mind. Making the mind quiet. Controlling the mind is called Shama. That also becomes easy. Remember, without God, controlling mind is impossible. Out of question. We are ever controlled by our mind. But the one who has developed devotion for God, the one who is always holding on to God, for him, controlling the mind is very easy. Shamaha. Sukham, Dukkham. Bhagavan has said all these feelings come from me. Sukham. Sukham means what? Happiness. Now, which happiness? We are not talking of the external conducive environment. We are not talking of that because we are talking of the inner world. So, in the inner world, what is Sukham? Whenever your thoughts are good and noble, you experience Sukham. You experience a peaceful mind, a cheerful mind. That peaceful, cheerful, quiet mind is actually sukham. Sukham means happiness. What is happiness? When the mind is cheerful, you are happy. And who decides that happiness? Bhagavan says, I decide. If your thoughts are good and noble, then I bless you with sukham. But if your thoughts are negative, vulgar, impure, then I give you dukkham also. So when the mind is very much disturbed, it is only an effect. Every effect must have a cause. And what is the cause? Negative thoughts, they are the cause. When the mind is filled with negative thoughts, mind becomes disturbed. So in that disturbance also, what you should see? You should see the blessing of the Lord. When the mind is disturbed, you should say, this disturbance is created by Bhagavan. Why did he create this disturbance? To indicate to me that mind is entertaining some kind of negative thoughts. So disturbed mind is a coded message from Bhagavan to warn me so that I can correct my thoughts. Why correcting this thought is important? Correcting this thought is important because everything from my personality comes out from thoughts. As I say, beware of the thoughts because they become your words. Beware of your words because they become your actions. Beware of your actions because they become your habits. Beware of your habits because they become your character. Beware of your character because they determine your destiny. So everything comes from thoughts. So the moment you entertain a negative thought, what happens to the mind? Mind is disturbed. If you are a real devotee of Lord, this disturbance of the mind is enough indication for you to turn within. Normally what do? The moment the mind is disturbed, we try to find the external cause which has created this disturbance, isn't it? Because of him or her, I am disturbed. Wrong direction. This is called moha. You are trying to correct somebody for your disturbance. Actually, you are not supposed to correct somebody. Whom are you supposed to correct? You are supposed to correct your own wrong thinking. When the mind entertains wrong thinking, there is dukkham. Remember, there is a perfect law in this inner world. A perfect law is functioning in the inner world. The inner world is full of feelings, emotions, etc. But that feelings, emotions are also governed by perfect law, the law which is made by the Lord. So every emotion can be a wonderful means to go within. Every emotion, every feeling can be a wonderful means to connect to the Lord. You will find that every negative thought has got a particular flavor. It is a particular taste, and therefore every negative thought has a different kind of disturbance also, isn't it? When the mind is angry, the disturbance is of one type. When the mind is entertaining jealousy, that disturbance is of another type. When the mind is having some kind of what you call superiority complex, that disturbance is of another type. You see, that disturbance itself has got varieties of flavors and tastes. So looking into this disturbance, if you can connect, such a thought I am entertaining and therefore I am disturbed, then what happens? You retrace and thus make correction in your thinking. So the whole method of meditation is observe, detect, eliminate, substitute, strengthen. This is meditation. Observe your mind. Detect these negative thoughts. Eliminate these negative thoughts. Substitute these negative thoughts with positive thoughts and strengthen these positive thoughts so that they become your nature. And once positive thoughts become your nature, your mind is always peaceful and cheerful. Why? Because positive thoughts must necessarily make the mind cheerful. This is the purpose of meditation. But you will find how beautifully each and every one of us, we are guided by that Lord. Every moment He is guiding us. Every moment He is guiding us. But unfortunately, we are not able to listen to Him. This is our problem. Why we are not able to listen to Him? We are not tuned to Him. Our mind is so extrovert. It is looking out. And therefore, we are not able to listen the voice within. God's voice is constantly guiding us. For that, our attention has to be withdrawn and we should look within. Sukham, dukkham, bhavaha, abhavaha. Bhavaha means existence. Abhavaha means non-existence. Existence of what? Existence of all those things what is there inside. So when a negative thought is entertained, there is a disturbance. So what is that disturbance? Existence of that disturbance, which you note. When good thoughts are entertained, there is peace. There is existence of peace. And there is non-existence of that earlier disturbance. When constantly we live in this righteous way, noble samskaras are formed. The samskaras of devotion, the samskaras of knowledge, the samskara of right thinking, that becomes bhava. And all those ignoble samskaras, the vasanas, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, madamatsarya, all those negative vasanas, they slowly disappear. It becomes abhava, non-existent. So who is creating this existence and non-existence? It is the Lord. But suppose we live a life forgetting that Lord. We don't bother about culturing our mind. Then what happens? All the negativities start growing. All the positivities, they die off. Who is doing this? Bhagavan Himself. So the whole inner world is governed by me. So some examples are given here. Bhayam cha abhayam. Wonderful. Bhayam means what? Fear. Abhayam means fearlessness. Whenever you are going to do something wrong, what happens? There is a fear. Isn't it? The student, he doesn't know the answer of a particular question. The exam is going on. And the fellow who is sitting nearby, he is writing. The tendency is to copy. But the moment that thought comes, let me copy, what happens? The fear starts. Who is creating that fear? Now see, wonderful way of meditating on Lord. See, the moment you experience that fear in you, what you should be reminded of? The Lord who is guiding you. My dear child, what you are going to do is wrong. Don't do it. That is the meaning of that fear. See? So beautifully you can have a fear meditation. There are so many means of meditating on Lord. So every time you find that every emotion is a beautiful guidance from the Lord, you will find that you are always, guided by Him, protected by Him. You are always in His lap. You start feeling it. Now this samskara we have to create. Observe the emotion, trying to link it with thought, and see the hidden guidance of Bhagavan. See the hidden hand of Bhagavan in guiding you. Bhayam. In that fear also you can have that guidance. Also you will find that whenever you forget God, there is bhayam. And whenever you remember God, bhayam becomes abhayam. You have to go through a dark road. Nobody is there. Everywhere there is dark and you are alone. You have to walk that road. What you should do? There is fear. Chant the name of Bhagavan. You will be amazed. You will be constantly protected. Nothing bad will happen to you. Guarantee. Whenever there is a situation when there is a lot of fear and you feel lonely and you feel nobody, chant Bhagavan's name. Any name is fine. Rama, Krishna, Shiva, whatever name, you chant some mantra. You will be amazed to find that fear just vanishes. Who is taking away that fear from your heart? Bhagavan says, I am the one. All these great freedom fighters, they went to the gallows. They are sure they are going to be hanged to death. But it is said they all smilingly went there. Nobody had any fear. They were chanting one of the verses in Bhagavad Gita. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, nachainam kledyantapaha, nashosheti marutaha, it is said. These were the verses they used to chant. This verse comes from the 2nd chapter. This Atma, the self, the consciousness in me, nainam chindanti shastrani, the weapons cannot cut it. The air cannot dry it. The water cannot wet it. Such is the glory of the self. And chanting this, they went to the gallows and gave up their lives. Who gave that fearlessness in them? Abhayam. Then ahimsa. What is ahimsa? Non-violence. Who makes a person good, noble and non-violent? It is again Bhagavan. The moment you hurt others, you will be disturbed. The words may be hurting. It may be hurting through the words or through actions. The moment you hurt anyone, the immediate result is your mind is hurt. The moment you give pain to anyone, the immediate result is you start experiencing the pain. Now, do you want pain or do you want happiness? This is a law. You give pain, you get pain. You give hurt, you get hurt. Those who look within, they know. Those who don't look within, they don't know anything anyway. We are not talking of such insensitive, uncultured people. We are talking of devotees here. So the moment my hurting words is hurting someone, when you look within, you will find that you are also hurt. That pain remains. So then what happens? Automatically, next time when I speak only sweet words, isn't it? So who is the one who has given me hurt when I use the hurting words? It's the Lord. And slowly I become ahimsatmak, non-violent. See? If there is somebody in this world who is non-violent, who is practicing ahimsa, who is the one who is inspiring him to practice that ahimsa? Lord Himself. How? In my experience I see, whenever I hurt others, harm others, in turn I am harmed, I am hurt. So this pain in me prevents me in the future from giving pain to others. So who is actually guiding me? It is the Lord. Are you able to understand what I am trying to say? The more and more you look within, the great secrets of life, these secrets are revealed. Only when you look within, you are tuned to God. And when you are tuned to God, automatically there is a tremendous amount of refinement that happens in your behavior, in the way you speak, in the way you act, in the way you perform your actions, in the way you make decisions in life. There is so much of refinement that happens. Because every time before you do, you consult the Lord, and then getting His permission you do. So naturally, every step you take will be in the path of righteousness, in the path of goodness. You are helpless. You cannot but be good if you are spiritual. Bhagavan says, I am the one who is guiding them. Ahimsa, samata. Samata means what? Equanimity, peace. Even in the most unconducive environment, this person has a peaceful mind, a balanced mind. He doesn't lose his balance. That is called a samatha, peace. His peace has nothing to do with the external environment. His peace has something to do with the internal thoughts. And since he has total control over these internal thoughts, the internal happenings, the internal emotions and feelings, Because he has total control, he is totally in charge of his peace also. That peace doesn't leave him. Bhagavan is Ananda Swarupa, he is holding on to him, so he is always peaceful. Who is giving that peace to him? The Lord is giving. Samata tushtihi. What is tushtihi? Total contentment. Tushtihi, santushtihi. He is totally contented. Why is he contented? He is contented because whatever he needs in life, it is already there. He did not attain anything. Bhagavan is Ananda Swarupa, an embodiment of perfection. And where is that Bhagavan? In the heart. So naturally, that fulfillment of all desires express itself as contentment. Tushtihi. Tapaha. Tapaha means what? Austerity. Whenever we take pain to attain any goal, that taking pain is called tapas. It can be for material reason, it can be for spiritual reason, it can be for any reason. Who is the one who is inspiring a person to work hard, to go through pain, to achieve something? Who is the one who is inspiring the person to do tapas? Bhagavan says, it is me. Lot of effort is needed in the spiritual path. Who is the one who is constantly inspiring this person to get up early in the morning, take bath, do japa, meditation, puja? Who is the one who is inspiring? Bhagavan says, it is me. See, tapaha, dhanam. What is dhanam? Charity. When somebody is suffering, so naturally, if he is a cultured person, that person, when he sees the suffering of others, his heart melts in compassion. And as a result of that surge of compassion, whatever he has, he gives. That giving is called charity. Bhagavan says, who is the one who is melting the heart of this person? It is me. You see. So if somebody is giving charity to someone with a good intention, it is the Lord who is compelling this person to give. So who has to be praised? The person who is giving, or the Lord who is making this person give? You see, in every little act you can see that Lord. This inner world is full of such instances where you can see the guidance of God. Dhanam, yashaha, ayashaha. Yashaha, ayashaha. When you do something good, you feel nice. That self-respect, the dignity, it rises. But when you do something bad, what happens? You fall in your own eyes. Yes or no? That is ayashaha. Yashaha means what? Ill fame. Ayashaha. Humiliation. So when you do something wrong, you fall in your own eyes. You feel that guilt feeling. Who is creating it? Bhagavan. When you do something good, you feel nice about yourself. That dignity, that self-respect. Who gives? Bhagavan gives. So what does Bhagavan say? Bhavanti bhava bhutanam matta eva prathak vidhaha. So some samples are given. Now it is your homework. Every emotion, now try to connect it to God. Some few examples are given here. Now you have to do your homework. Every emotion, try to see how God is guiding you. Whether good or bad, in both guidance is there. When you do something good, peace comes. So peace has to be understood as sabash from God. Very good. I am proud of you, my child. That is the meaning. When there is a disturbance in mind, what you have to say? Bhagavan, I did something which is not according to your liking. Please forgive me. This should be the attitude. So this way, try to connect to God through your inner world of emotions. Now Bhagavan says, not only Arjuna, the inner world, even the outer world is also governed by me. How? That is the next verse. We will see tomorrow. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ